everyone else to understand that we matter. We ask that you bless this event, bless everyone that has come out. In your son's most precious name we do pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. All right, everybody. So I was kind of rude. I didn't tell you what my name was. I was like, welcome. Sorry. So my name is T.Y. Williams. I'm Director of Operations for Unspoken Treasure. Now you know who I am. All right. So we're going to get started now. We have a song by Shonda. Shadows come, and why should my heart feel lonely and long forever and home when Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is He. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. And I know He watches me. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. To God be the glory for the things that He has done. Thank you.
This is Jacksonville, Florida.
All right, everybody, I'm back. All right, so we're going to now introduce our keynote speaker, one of our keynote speakers. I love her to death.
How's everyone doing today? Not letting the weather hinder us from doing what we are here and called to do. If you don't know, my name is Jonathan Sanchez, and I'm originally from Jacksonville, Florida, born and raised here. I moved to Orlando, Florida in 1996 after I graduated, and some of the reasons why I chose to leave Jacksonville was because before I was even 21, I had suffered so many incidents with gun violence and violence towards black trans individuals. Many times, friends of ours, we would go out and we would try and have a great time, but sometimes some people would see us and saw that we were different and either felt antagonized by our truth, just vexed about the persons that we were. And several times people tried to take our lives, but through the grace of God, I'm still here. I am also a post-survivor from Orlando, Florida, and I just wanted to talk about trying to put an end to gun violence. So please make sure that you are registered to vote, because we have to try and change a lot of these laws that prohibit us from being the true people that we are meant and called to be. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please love on each other, take care of each other, because time is not promised. If 2020 has not taught us anything, it should have taught us that. But please look out for one another, and God bless you.
Amen.
So we're outside the Duval County Courthouse in Jacksonville, Florida.
All right. Yeah, how'd y'all like that? Okay. lot for people to come out and tell their story, believe it or not. It takes a lot of people to say how they feel and to be vulnerable. So our next keynote speaker is no other than Miss Giselle Harvey.
Hello, everybody. How are you all? I'm Giselle Lakeisha Harvey. My stage name is Giselle Barbie Royale. I am a native of Jacksonville, Florida. I was born right around the corner at Shands Hospital. It was University Hospital. And I now reside in Orlando, Florida. I happen to be the first trans woman of color to win the title of Miss International Queen, which is the largest pageant in the world. And so I've been able to travel the world and see many faces and meet many people throughout my time entertaining and performing in pageants. But I thought it was a great opportunity to come back here and speak to you all that are here in Jacksonville, because at the age of 15 years old, I made a decision to become who I always felt that I was. At 16 years old, I began to transition, and I self-medicated, because at that time we didn't have the resources that we have now. We didn't have rallies, we didn't have support like this. And so I came in contact with some older trans individuals, some of them that are on this stage right now, that were able to help me with my journey. And my journey was not necessarily easy. Because I was so young, and because growing up in a black family, growing up in a black home, our families a lot of times are not as educated. So therefore, I was turned on to sex work. And right around the corner from here, there's 8th and Main Street, and I was introduced to a way to make a living for myself. And that was the way I was able to buy my first pair of heels, my first wig, my first makeup. I was able to support myself that way. But I'm saying all that to say, if you are someone that is in that position right now, trouble doesn't last always. And if you stay focused and if you find something that you love, and that's what I did. I found something that I was in love with. Everything seems like it's around the corner, but Jacksonville isn't that big. But down the street here, I went to my first gay club, which is now Inglewood Nightclub, and I saw my first drag show. And from that moment on, I was instantly inspired, and I instantly knew that was what I wanted to do with my life. 16 years old, and from that moment, I began to dream. I began to aspire to be that, and so I did my homework, and I did my homework religiously, and I was so hungry to be that, and that's what I ate, drank, and sleep every single day, and I practiced, and I was able to go there and entertain, and that's what I've done with my life now. I'm 33 years old, and since 16, I've been an entertainer. So if there's anybody out there that have any type of dream, whatever that is, I have family members up here that they cater, they're cooks. It just takes a dream, and that's what I did. I had a dream. I stayed focused. There were many ups and downs that I had, many trials and tribulations, but I stayed focused. So I just want you all to remain focused, and we have to love on one another. For if there's any allies out there, continue to support us. For those that are, I'm also a non-binary trans person, and that's something that I just began to be comfortable with being able to publicly say, because I felt as though people were going to judge me because of that. And so it feels good to just be around people where I can comfortably say that and be and feel accepted for that. For those that are our allies, I need you all to continue to spread the word to the heterosexual community, because that's where our support comes from. Jacksonville is not the most open-minded place in the world. And now living in Orlando for 10 years now, I definitely see that Jacksonville isn't the most open-minded. And so right now we have to do what we're doing right now, and that's breaking down doors and creating resources. But we have to stick together. And the only way that we can make change is if we come together and we have to show the numbers and show the people that we are serious and that we want change and we want freedom. I tell a lot of people a lot of times we have to put ourselves in uncomfortable situations, which right now we're in an uncomfortable situation because we're in Jacksonville, Florida, and we're sitting in front of the courthouse. And that shows how brave we are right now, and that shows how much of a change that we want. I feel as though we have to go into these uncomfortable situations such as churches, because I was a person that was raised up in the church, raised up very religious, and I was shunned away by the church because of me wanting to be, who I am. And so we have to start going into these uncomfortable places like that, and in our homes, and talking to our parents, our grandparents, and letting them know this is who we are, educating them on who we are, and letting them know, the way we were raised, and the book that we were raised to say this is that, and this is that, and pink is for girls and blue is for boys. That is no more. And just opening their minds and educating them. I believe that with education, everybody and anybody can change. So I just want you all to stay encouraged. I just want you all to see that I am a product of Jacksonville, Florida. I'm an example of someone that came from nothing. And all I did was have a dream. I just had a dream, and I just stayed focused and just kept myself very, very, very busy with what I wanted to do. So, Black Lives Matter, and but most importantly, you cannot say that Black Lives Matter if all lives doesn't matter. If trans lives don't matter, then Black lives don't matter. So if you are for the heterosexual community, if you are a supporter of the Black Lives Movement, then you have to support us as well, because all of our lives under the Black umbrella matter. And so I just want to thank you all. I want to thank you all for standing out here in the rain. I feel like Diana Ross is doing the concert in the rain, But I just thank you all so much for having this. I'm so happy to see someone like her that has been so serious about this, and she's been very, very passionate. I know it's been almost 2 years in the making. You've been doing this about 2 years now, and she's been very, very, very passionate, because we've never had anything like this in Jacksonville. The only thing that I knew of coming up was Jasmine. That was the only kind of something that we had, but now it's time for us to really start utilizing each other. We need grant writers. We need all type of resources so we can get funding here, so we can help these because like I said, I was that 16-year-old trans person that didn't have the resources to get my name changed. And now we have programs where trans individuals can attend these courses and get their names changed. I had to pay for my name change out of my pocket. Hormones is another thing. Like I said, I did hormones black market because I wanted to transition so badly at a young age. And now we don't have to do that. So every round goes higher and higher. So we need to band together and start getting the resources that we need, so we can start getting funding, get a building so trans people can come, trans and non-binary individuals can come together, and be safe and feel safe and just have a safe haven to be in. And so anytime that I can help and be a voice, I'll be here. I'm right down the road in Orlando, and I thank you all for having me. Thank you so much.
How did y'all like that? I told y'all, it's not easy coming out here being vulnerable. It's not. So our next speaker is I'm actually kind of happy about this, because normally I'm the only trans man that's around, so I got to do all the speaking. So I'm glad I don't got to do it this time. So at this moment, I'm going to introduce one of your locals, one of your own, that's advocating for you all, for the trans community, Cassius.
How are you? Can you hear I'm just gonna send a message about something I find powerful. This time last week, I was in the hospital with meningitis. So it's kind of funny that today I'm standing here. Alright, so yeah, it's kind of funny that I'm standing out here because last week I was in the hospital with meningitis. So my mom was taking care of me and she was nursing me, and after a couple of days she got me like a little plaque that said, "Be you and the world will adjust." So I really felt that message, and I said, I think I can really do that. I think I have the privilege to really be myself, to stand up here and express my character. And to say I am a proud transgender man. And after I do that up here especially, my mind wanders into anxiety. Because I wonder, like, who raised the people in the crowd? Like, were you taught judgment or acceptance? And are you here to learn, or do you already know? And then which opportunities are my status taking from me? And which people are renouncing their attraction to me? And I live in Jacksonville. Will somebody remember me in the future and target me? Or will somebody follow me, or those I love home? Is somebody waiting in the crowd? So, whose eyes will try to pierce the masculinity in my face so they can see what I used to look like? Whose attention will travel to my chest and my crotch to see how serious I am about my identity? Who will point out my hips to prove to themselves that no matter what I do, I'll still be a girl? Or around whose dinner table will my name be whispered as if I'm not open about who I am? Who will ask me if I know where I'm going after I die? As if prayer isn't the breakfast that saved my life morning after morning. And these are questions I have to think about because of the state the world is in today. And what I have to think about is nearly lighthearted compared to what trans women and gender non-conforming people have to think about and experience. Having to move through much less forgiving terrains of misogyny and homophobia because their pegs don't fit into the two holes we offer, which are man and woman. But even with the hatred for women creating homophobia, and the homophobia creating people who are afraid to be themselves, and the people who are afraid to be themselves killing people who are proud to be themselves. With all that being said, I would still prefer, and I live and I act in this truth, to rack my mind with these questions. I would prefer to explore the answers to those dangerous curiosities than to hide inside a false matrix of who anyone tells me I'm supposed to be. Because my purpose is to be myself. And I exist within that mission. Yet, in order to do that, as of now, I am, and every trans person is required to live in a state of institutional vulnerability. Because that's just what it is. And the more I am myself, the more vulnerable I am.
It's all good. You got it, bro. You got it, bro. Take your time. Take your time.
But this state of vulnerability doesn't have to exist forever. This movement, Black Trans Lives Matter, is the world adjusting to its own cries. And trans people want to be seen and recognized as whole, undamaged personalities, as valuable bodies, deserving of protection by Black people, and then the law, and then the media. And we as Black people show others what's important to us. Like in this moment, I'm honored to express gratitude with you toward Black trans people for challenging such constricting, century-old ideas. And this adjustment isn't in the past. This is here and now. This is 26 lives last year, yes, but it's also 28 this year as of August. And unfortunately, there are many more who have died and will die for this movement until Black trans people are granted access to safe spaces everywhere on Earth. And that space starts between the ears. Because when you're yourself, you allow others to be themselves. adjustment to transness is urged forward by teaching yes, as we're doing now, but it began with everyone here having the confidence to just be. And I live knowing that every day I could shock someone into so much fear that their anger could take over and take me. But I also live knowing that every day I wake up is a simple contribution to that movement of the world adjusting. I don't have to do anything more than just be myself. And I want to let every gender non-conforming person know the same. That you don't have to do anything more than be. Your impact on this world may be a shallow cut. It may only bleed a little or not at all, but each time you step outside the house, you're creating a world for future yous and future me's. Because you're not just you. You know, you're your son, you're your friends, you're some lady in Brazil in the year 3072. And each one of them is thanking you for being here and creating a world that will have already adjusted by the time they get here. Because the truth is, everybody just wants to be themselves. And I thank you for being yourself as the world adjusts.
Someone that's making a big difference as well in the community. One of my sisters, Penny Carter.
Yes, Paige.
Hello, everyone. My name is Paige Mahogany. I am the Executive Director of Transgender Awareness Project. That is an organization in Jacksonville. I also want to give, I want to say something, you guys don't know this, but Regina Livingston is the first black trans woman in the state of Florida to have a 501c3 recognizing her as a nonprofit organization. Can we give it up for her, y'all? When I got started on this journey, it was 3 years ago when I first got to Jacksonville. There were 3 black trans women that were murdered here. And the news just swept it up under the carpet like, okay, somebody got killed. Good, great, terrific. I got on the phone. I got in touch with the media outlets and everything, telling them that they were wrong for dead naming the individual that was murdered. They chopped her up in the press, and that was that. But I got involved. What made me open up my organization was I got involved because nobody was doing the work here but Regina. Nobody was doing the work. So I was like, well, let me go and open up an organization here and get, something going on. But long story short, you guys, I'm really tired because I've just been up and up and up promoting and everything else. I just want to say this. To all of our allies, if you're our allies, take up for us when we're not around. Okay? If you're with us, take up for us when we're not around. And please let black trans women tell their stories. Can't no white gay man, can't no black gay man tell our stories better than we can. So when you listen to us tell our stories, do know that we're telling the truth. And always, always donate. Donate to the cause, honey, because the money that you're giving to one of the organizations is going back into the community. Thank you guys so much.
All right, y'all. We're almost done. Thank y'all for being out here. So, this event is sponsored by Unspoken Treasure Society. I'm the director of operations, so now I'm going to bring up our chairman, Ms. Kayla Finn.
Thank you all so much for coming and supporting us, Unspoken Treasure Society, and all of our allies that are here. We are so grateful. I'm grateful because I'm a native of Jacksonville, Florida, so I grew up with these young ladies, and it has not always been easy for us. I have been a sex worker. I've been a scam artist. But now I work in corporate America in management for Nordstrom Company. So it is possible for all trans people to elevate for yourself. So never let anyone tell you you can't because of your sexual preference, because that doesn't matter. It's not what's between your legs, it's what's between your ears. Always remember that. But this next person I'm going to bring up, I remember her bringing this to the forefront, and we talked in my living room about this, because this is a vision she had when she was in prison. And now to see it come to life is so amazing, and to be a part of this and to stand with her and stand for what she stands for I have nothing but love and so much support for her. So at this time, let's give a thunderous round of applause for Regina Livingston, the president and founder of Unspoken Treasure Society.
I am so blessed and honored for you all to be here with us tonight. I thank y'all so much for finding it not robbery to stand out here in the rain for this cause. And I want y'all to wake up out there. When I say black lives, you say matter. Black lives! Black lives! I say black lives, you say matter. Black lives! Black lives! I say trans lives, you say matter. Trans lives! Trans lives! We have a huge trans community. We have a huge non-binary community. We have a huge gay community all together. The LGBTQIA is all of us as a group. Not all of you all standing out there, because we may have some straight people standing out there too. But if you're here and you're our ally, love us all the time. Don't love us in our faces. Love us behind our back. That's the most important part. That's when it's important, and that's when it makes an impact. Because when people know that we have you standing for us, it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. And I just want to tell y'all, I love each and every one of you. We are going to be here. We are not going anywhere. And we want you all to stand with us as a unit. We stand for y'all, stand for us. When the straight community calls, we stand. When it doesn't matter whatever cause, the LGBTQIA community always comes to we always are the first people to the threshold. Do the same for us. We deserve that. We deserve it. We're human. We're human. We bleed just like the next person. We work. All we want to do is take care of our families. And pay our bills. That's it. Give us jobs. Stop denying us employment because we're gay. Who does that? We are the best people that comes into your company. You always give us management positions as soon as we get there. Don't that tell you something? We are organizers. We are singers. We are chefs. All of it. Just know, it's all love. And we're trying to educate the community that does not understand. So let's sound it back up. When I say trans lives, you say matter. Trans lives! Trans lives! Trans lives! Trans lives!
Hey everyone, so you've heard everything. Y'all know what you gotta do. Allies, what you gotta do? Support. How can you support? Pretty much, when we're not around, I need you to speak for us when we can't. Know that when you talk about donating, we do these organizations, if it's not trans-led or by trans people, then you know we can get their money to it. We can do it by ourselves. As you can see, we got our own organization back here. We got organizers, we got pageant queens, we got chefs, we got some everything. So we don't need no money for somebody else. We need our money to go to our pockets, right? We can do it ourselves. So our allies, we try to step up for us, we get them for ourselves, donate, speak up, and vote. And that concludes our ceremony. Thank you.
Black lives matter!
follow us. Everybody, thank you.
Thank you
y'all
all
for coming out.
Thank you all. Safe trip home. Love y'all. Stay safe.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Everybody get home safely. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you. Everybody get home safely. Thank y'all so much.
Ease.
May I ask a question?
Possibly.
So, how did you
Push
think
the
the
camera
rally?
down.
Tracy Eaton.
Push the camera down. Have a conversation with me.
Okay, I'll continue. Okay, sorry.
I'll be in Orlando tonight. Tomorrow. Let's do lunch. I got them. All right.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody get home safely. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Thank y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. Thank you.
Oh, I talked to the union people today.
Okay, so that just about concludes this rally for Black Trans Lives Matter, and there have been, according to the Human Rights Foundation, about 27 or so trans or gender nonconforming people have been killed this year, which is, according to activists, that's a higher number at this point in the year than any other previous year. And so that's one reason why organizers decided to come out and try to raise awareness about violence against trans people. So this is Tracy Eaton in Jacksonville reporting. Thanks for